Oh dear, goodness me. Okay, family, on a good evening. On a family again, I just to say good evening. Sorry, Mr. Jallo. Of course, this will be a little bit difficult for me today, but I will see what happens. Whatever the case, we'll see what happens. Okay. Whatever the case, we will see what's in the happen. I need for bend and down a little bit so that you will get full view of who are watching. Sorry, Mr. Dowda, just the catch hard time with exactly what I want to do from the non-do before they go live. On a good evening anyway. On a good evening. I still struggle with the position where I want the camera and I need for do this broadcast. And those of you where they watch, you can see say me projection today is not like how it can normally be. In other words, me equipment them is not as the usual. And because again today are the broadcast on a different wavelength and on a different perspective altogether. So I want to say a brief welcome to everybody. Yeah. I want to say a brief welcome to everybody. And good evening to all. Serawula Tarawali, Madam Sandra Kemo, Cynthia Kamara, Nancy Williams, Cecil Durin, Mr. Ibrahim Kamara. I want to say welcome to you all and thanks, for tuning in. This broadcast, of course, today is a little bit different from others for many different reasons. And a very short broadcast, by the way, very short broadcast. I can just add some people on. And one of the reasons we called for this broadcast this evening, of course, normally every Sunday since the program began, we go live on broadcast every Sunday at 8 o'clock. And we just decide, say, yes, we will come back again this 8 o'clock, but with a different kind of flavor. There's a lot of people where they expect news. Some people they know the news already. Some people they see the projection, then see the direction in which things they go. And obviously they want to hear from other angles, or some people then just they halfway between the storyline and etc. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, inside the recent concluded elections in Sierra Leone, obviously, officially, we do know say 75% of the ballot casted has now been counted. We know that officially. But waiting left is a 25%. We're supposed to crown everything for let an outright winner either be disclosed or that we or then declare whether or not run off the thing they go to. But what I intend for say here this evening is from the news where we get, because we all know news now with the look. They'll make nobody now not get the magic stick. The news we they watch and the news they tell we how things they go. So it's on that basis that we decide for come live today. So as usual, we can have a discussion. Unlike other channels, other broadcasts we will not intend for talk about, today they really not get anything for say because when they begin a projection, then based on one way. They took some things then too personal. So I want to comment first of all the platform we give you the opportunity for how they present ourselves, and we need for compose ourselves and comport ourselves where we talk to the general public. No say wait till they give them things of substance. So sometimes they find for pull the chaff, come up on the substance, and let the substance remain and let the chaff go away. But anyway, one of the reasons where we call for this broadcast this night or this evening, ladies and gentlemen, are for talk about the recently concluded elections. As I've been say, we don't get 75% of the vote counted. And ladies and gentlemen, we know the direction where this thing they go. We know who that they lead. So this is no secret that we know who that they lead on this election, and the leader is the Sierra Leone People's Party, which is a fact. Now then they in the lead, okay, and then they lead the APC. Well, just before I begin count to that point, let me talk about the lesser parties and most significantly, Dr. Kande Yumkela's NGC. Because what we always say at this channel, we need for talk to ourselves, we need for really reckon with waiting then we plate so that we can have a honest discussion, and from there we can form the way forward. The point here is the NGC has been decimated, okay? And especially so if you look at from a fool's paradise, because most likely the people in self will get the party away from the party, although I suppose say the expectations were high and probably just fall below the margin a little bit, but then definitely make inroads into the political landscape, and hopefully they are here to stay, okay? So if you're not looking from a fool's paradise where beaucoup of we brothers and sisters been looking from, and even make some projection, and which was, you know, yeah, by every thread of information we will be get, it was a false dichotomy. And we right for say that now because time prove we right. But one thing we do know about the party is indeed it made gains with over 200,000 votes, and effectively the third force now we political landscape, where I go dwell on the benefits later. But the cost benefits, as opposed to the losses where I put up earlier, is the NGC obviously made political gains, and those of them people that we support the NGC should not be disappointed, because if you look at the hope say una go begin come on a shell, because to be honest, we friends then disappear. I'm not making mockery out of anybody. I usually just speak and fire from the lips, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's about time they begin to come out and begin speak to their constituents, because after all, again, as I say, if you not believe now a fool's paradise, then it's obvious that the NGC do good. Yeah, Mr. John Mans, thank you very much, sir. Okay, bring them on camera. Yes, and the line open, the lines are open if you want to make a call and contribute immediately. Like I say, this is not just a 30 minutes program, and this channel, me as the host and presenter on this channel then and now, they aspire for bring to una real news, no spin. How we get them, if it proper, now so we try for give una the news, okay, in an objective fashion. So now we talk about the NGC, but the NGC, as I've been say, really make gains. They've really changed the political landscape of the country, and I will come to that later. Okay, in this election, this just concluded elections, there are many reports of intimidation, serious intimidation, where people in our villages and other parts of the country have to flee for their lives, okay? Have to flee for their lives. But before we go down to the negatives, I rather for us for focus on the positive, because after all, the votes have been casted and it has been counted. They say 25% of the votes now in left, or let we get a conclusion. But so far, what thing we know is this thing they point towards a hung parliament. In other words, a runoff. Now in this thing they point to. So what and what we do? Medke, welcome my brother. Moran Sise, welcome. Sister Salma Ba, welcome. Teskeru, welcome my brother. Okay. Waiting, I wonder we actually look at is waiting the projection, the point we to. We get for be realistic, and at this channel don't they try for do. Dusuba Kaba, welcome my sister. Nadia Fofana, welcome my sister. Now this channel don't they try for point to, and we want for be realistic as usual. We want for be pragmatic as usual. We want to remain on top of the news as usual. So therefore, we want to talk about things that are factual, that are of some science, and something we people will really appreciate. And these are the facts. Brother Seyombo Melody, Mr. Sandy, welcome to the show, my friend. Vest Nectar, as usual, welcome. Brother Mohammed Karim, Rebecca Nyang, welcome so much to the show. Again, for those of you who just joined, this is not a short one, and this is based on the recently held elections of March 7, which is just about 4 days away, and we people are all excited, apprehensive as of the day after up to this day, because there is no conclusive report, but we do have an idea as to where the direction of USAID this thing they point. And the direction USAID they point, they begin to look more and more as a hung parliament, as you go say here in the UK. Much more on we own side that we go say is a runoff. So it points to a runoff. So I want to talk about the composition of a runoff little bit. The All People's Congress, you know, appear not for don't score the vote. Listen to me, Creola, they talk, please. The All People's Congress not appear for have scored the vote required. In other words, earlier broadcasts will be say, we all know say you need a 55% advantage for become an outright winner in the election. So far as the direction, the point, there is no outright winner in this election. No outright winner. So as it stands, the SLPP they in the lead, but we're not given the authority as yet to form a government. So 25% of the votes need to be counted, and that 25% they now Inge for finally nail the coffin at the head as to where we exactly are. But also we did right now, so as this broadcast they go on before the 25%, we can definitely say that a hung parliament or runoff a day in the making. And I want to give you a tip, gentlemen and ladies, okay? Some of the reasons, I don't want to preempt anything, but I'm so tempted, and because of the news, me no say some of the, how you call them, the observer them be not begin the left some time ago. If they all not come out, probably few still in a ground, but some be not they go. And what we then left behind is there's a likelihood that they may be back, and then even put a timeline in about 2 weeks. Una just keep this up now on our brain. And waiting this they try for say, in your opinion again, the judgment is yours. That possibly now the same runoff where we the points to. So they will have to come back again to conduct a runoff, which likely might take place shortly after this results, they non-publish then maybe in 2 weeks' time, because it has to be done quickly in keeping with the rules of the land. So if it turn out for B, a hung parliament, if it does turn out for B, a runoff, looking at the composition of the just ended results, of course 25% still left, but we know say the third party, now the National Grand Coalition, with over 200,000 of the votes and a number of parliamentary seats. And you get the C4C, where now the fourth party with over 60, approaching 70,000 of the vote. In a runoff, ladies and gentlemen, the conundrum here is which way it will go. So we begin first of all for take a look at the third party of Dr. Kande Yumkela. You see what you've been to say? It most likely don't become the kingmaker, but a very difficult choice for him. Because it try for project himself as the party, it try for project himself as the party we go preserve the sanctity of the country, as the party we go can clean up corruption, as the party we go bring pride and joy back to the people of Sierra Leone, as the party we go bring respect to the country and the international community. But unfortunately, the vote not go in way. But still yet, it don't turn out for be the third party and most likely the kingmaker. But if it be not project himself to in followers them, okay, say when at this way I want for let we go, and in people and go join and for let them go that way they, in terms of purity, if you will like, in terms of political cleanliness, honesty, uprightness, principle, values, okay, and you're not happy for go that way, and you go this way, and he happen get for be the kingmaker, owing to the history between him and in paternal party, where na SLPP, and then the condition under which he left, and then the people that we can challenge within a government for the last 10 years, which way Dr. Kande Yumkela go? Some people already they project say, well, he go give in people and free reign, where you go tell and say, well, if una want go, whichever way una want go, una can go that way day. Okay, but me, Dr. Kande Yumkela, go abstain from all of this. But me and me parliamentarians, the normal go to parliament, will go sit down there and do the people and work. But I give una the freedom for make a choice. Whether not the North una want go with, which is the APC, or una want go with the Southerners. Okay, I want to welcome few people quickly online. Some like for remain anonymous. But all the same, Mr. Jallo, Mr. AY, Mr. Mohammed Karim, Sister Rebecca Niang, again, welcome, okay? KKY, not to Kingmaker Prince. Okay, somebody say KKY, not to Kingmaker, but I don't know why this person say KKY, not to Kingmaker. Probably, Mr. Sandy, you go want to elaborate a little bit where you say not to Kingmaker, because yes, I could be very well wrong. But if in the third force with over 200,000 of the vote, okay, you not think say if he sway in votes on side, it will make a difference? And this now the point now they try for make Mr. Sandy. But you can take a different view to it and you can educate me if I'm wrong. But that are the points that they try for make. I still not give up as yet say this election is concluded. Because I know politics, one day can be a very long time, whereas within the same vein, one day can be a very short time. One party can be great and the next moment one party can be short. I know say as we speak so now as we broadcast, negotiations, tranga one they go on at the background. But now that just one side of the program now they are just bring come on. The thought possibility of Dr. Kande Yumkela NGC as to whose party go play, if, and it's a big if, indeed, the direction where this poll they points to, a hung parliament or a runoff, which way Dr. Kande Yumkela go, it will try for preserving sanctity, isn't it? But no need for hijack the process. So maybe it will give in people in free reign for decide. Madam Balo Khadija Bangura, welcome to the show, my sister. Emzo Fofana, welcome. DJ Rahim Sokinda, welcome, my brother. Welcome to you all. Another thing where I want to highlight again as well, okay, Sister Kuli Nama Serawula Tarawali, welcome to the program, good friends. The other thing I want to highlight is, in terms of what you would begin for understand, where most likely there could be a runoff. I say there could be a runoff, good friends, because having counted 75% of the vote, the direction in which this thing they go, it seems like for say, SLPP get the lead by waiting and non-count done already. But 25% still left. But the lead from SLPP is narrow. The experts, they don't look at the 25% we left. Then they look at possible areas then where possibly this na SLPP in stronghold, this na APC in stronghold. And the reason why then they look, and so of course it's very clear to we all, is for determine after that 25% will have been counted, who eventually will emerge as the winner. Will we have an outright winner? Will we have the continuation where this projection they make towards a hung parliament or a runoff, as we go call them? And if it does go to that, what eventually happens? Which way KKY, Dr. Kande Yumkela go go, in NGC go? They go decide for abstain because that's going to be a difficult call for them. But this is politics. And if people understand, and I used the word earlier on, if not a fool's paradise, because when you raise the bar so high, then it becomes difficult, when you're about to make a landing, okay? But in reality, they've made gains. And this gain, if they capitalize on them, is going to be a good thing for the country as a whole. Another person of interest now, this entire mix-up, this conglomeration of parties, 16 of them, is the fourth place under one-time vice president under the All People's Congress, Alhaji Sam Sumana. We get almost 70,000 of the vote, where they fourth place. And a significant number that one day. So if it come, okay, if it does come, let me bring some people on camera. If it does come to that point there where something need for be done in terms of forming a coalition, then it is obvious to me that, how you call the man, Sam Sumana, the former vice president, is equally a kingmaker, although somebody denied me earlier on, say Dr. Kande Yumkela can be a kingmaker. But if you look at what they talk about, then of course, 75 polling station, okay? Somebody just correct me. Exactly. Now that's been happening earlier on. Thanks for that, Mr. AY. Now that's been happening earlier on where people, I mean, they confuse these as opposed to polling centers as opposed to votes counted. So now two different things. So when people then begin to make them projection, then they go and count the number of polling centers that are being counted in terms of percentile as opposed to the votes themselves. So now two different things, and we need to clarify that. That's why we have to be really, really careful. And I'm grateful for that, my friend, because earlier on today, that's what really happened. Only 25% of the vote had been counted, okay? But 50% then, not now as we broadcast then, had also been counted of the voting centers, the polling centers, and not votes. But that was quickly translated by some statisticians as the number where actually they project the number of people and we don't vote. Hence, they begin come out with false premises as to which direction the votes they go. But that's a good pullback for just correct something, you know, yeah, suddenly. I just lost electricity. It's in a normal project this. But just give me a second. Okay. Yes. So thank you for that. But now that been happening earlier on. So a 75% of polling station, not votes. Thank you so much for that correction. And I've been to say earlier on that's what happened, and I went online to correct that, but I think I lost the line, and then I kind of dwell into this just before the projection of me broadcast. So 25% of the vote were being counted, and then people let me say 50% had been counted, not 50%. The 50% that they alluded to was the number of polling centers that had been counted. But anyway, the projection where this thing they points to is like there is going to be a runoff. In the case of a runoff, ladies and gentlemen, I just talked about Dr. Kande Yumkela, we get significant number of the votes, okay? Dr. Yumkela gets significant number of the votes, and effectively in a third place na the history of the election. That is written. That is not going to be taken away from him. The fourth place is Alhaji Samsumana. And I've been to talk about where somebody make that correction, which I appreciate very much. Okay? Mamu Alconte, welcome to the program, my friend. Syrian Kamara, welcome to the show as usual, my sister. Good evening, a very good evening. I understand, say you're so busy these days. I just see program here, program there. But keep it going, my sister, and don't forget your community work. Big up. Thank you so much. So I've been to talk about Alhaji Samsumana in at the fourth place. But owing to the history of him and the party, una think say this man he go take him vote and in people them and whatever power he don't get out of this people's election, he go take him to APC. Most people then they say no. And it does make sense that owing to waiting happen between them, it go difficult for let it take a day. And not impossible. Let me make this clear. It's not impossible. But it will be very, very, very difficult. Because now negotiation can take place in any kind of situation there. If it does go that way, una get for sit on a table and negotiate. If the man put forward what he wants and you able for him, this is how then they bargain in that situation there. Then of course, it will bring and come your way. So I know say as we speak, serious negotiations are going on in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, this election is a shocker for most people. For most parties, it's equally a shocker. But however, there are many things, many positives and highlights that we can point to, okay? Because the face of the country, it a change for good. Whichever party prevail, it a change for good because the people have spoken. And people and we already know this particular results because it has been counted. It has been counted. So we know the direction in which it go. But my last posting was, the race is too tight to call. Because only they can say something that way we don't know as yet. So we talk waiting we know, and waiting we know is SLPP has taken the lead. So therefore, we look at areas then where now the stronghold out of waiting left, we go able for Ghana the number them enough for make APC either overcome the SLPP or the SLPP indeed become the party to form the next government. Which way? If anybody has got an idea out there or want to expand on what I don't say, or got some secrets where we don't know about. The line is open. Please feel free to call. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is your channel Then and Now. Emina una presenter Prince Emil Koma. They come to una live. I promise you this is a very short broadcast, and I won't speak truth to power, but I go hold on until the final result. I go hold on until the final result, and then we can talk about in reality what you want to talk about. But waiting, I want to make very clear, and waiting I can speak on emphatically this evening is, ladies and gentlemen, whatever happens, the people of Sierra Leone have spoken, and the will of the people will prevail. Whatever happens with the final assets of these results, okay? Whatever happens to the final release of the results, the people of Sierra Leone have spoken, okay? And the people of Sierra Leone now then gain from this particular election. Why did I say that? Okay? Because in the end, waiting the people and want, first of all, and go prevail, but are not stop at that, because they don't do that before, in which, of course, during the 5-year term, better not happen. Then get questions for ask. Not to everybody, their needs were met. But of course, it's not possible, it's not an impossible task. But there are many questions, and very few answers have been provided. So what I mean when I say the will of the people have prevailed, okay? And they talk about the parliament, the composition of the parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not interesting? That you go get Mohammed Kamaremba Mansari inside the parliament? Is this not interesting to any one of you? Is it not interesting that you go get Dr. Kande Yumkela inside the parliament? Is this not an interesting mix inside the people's house? Because we said this before in a previous broadcast that in theory, parliament is meant to be the house of the people. That big host, they are meant for be the host of the people. But unfortunately, it turned out all the time for be something else. Somebody, they send me a long message, 561, okay, I just missed that. Okay? This is the time for these presidential candidates to show their loyalty to Salone and Salone first. That's a contribution from Sister Syrian. Okay? Mr. Patrick Jusu, welcome to the show, my brother. Madam Howard DCC, welcome to the show. I was just saying that whichever way these results go, one thing I can say conclusively, for sure and emphatically, is the will of the people have prevailed. The people of Sierra Leone have benefited or will benefit from this result, because I was just talking about the composition of the next parliament, which we can weigh in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting that we are going to be having the likes of Mohammed Kamaremba Mansari. We are going to be having the likes of Dr. Kande Yumkela in this parliament. So, in many respects, we are talking about transparency and accountability. And isn't this what the people really want? Not to that make the people and can go vote. Not to that make the people of Sierra Leone cast them vote this time. Not to that exactly they want a parliament which supposedly will be transparent, a parliament that got the spine, the guts, the audacity for ask the hard questions, a parliament that will get the audacity for stop some nonsense bill then we can just pass, a parliament that will stop people and from just shaving the national cake just like that without questions. Isn't this going to be interesting? But for sure we can say that because we know exactly this is what is going to happen. This is why I'm excited in the first place that the will of the people have prevailed and Sierra Leone will never be the same again. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to Una for the small mix-up. I know they use me professional things stuff tonight, and because of that, you know, I get one or two caller, and if they call me outside of the platform where the broadcast, it can interfere with the broadcast, and I go lost Una. But however, just a quick information: I'm not broadcasting from the normal platform tonight, so I broadcast from a different platform. And then if you want to call me, you can call me live on the platform where the broadcast, and then we can have a chat. Let me just welcome a couple of people quickly. Mark Musa, Mr. Amadou Koroma, Pafode Kanu, Sister Awadi Sisi, welcome to the program. I was just saying, before I got a caller online, that the parliament, for sure, we can weigh on them because it's going to be a very interesting parliament, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an interesting parliament. Sister Syrian or anybody we want to call, you can call me live and I will bring you live. Just ask for invitation and I will send you an invite if you want to contribute, okay? So we talk about the mixture of the projection of the results we don't come out thus far. And what they point out to is there might be a likelihood. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is not over yet until it is over. The Americans say until the fat lady stops singing, it is not over. So we watch every figure. It don't boil down to a point where it crunchy now that every figure matter, just like Tesco, every penny counts. Now, so these points don't reach now, this election point don't reach. So let nobody not get excited because you will be out of your track if it does go wrong, because most of we brothers and sisters will take advantage of this platform, not utilize them proper. Today, they can't really say anything to their constituents, their listeners, and etc. because they were so toxic. Some of them messages were so incendiary, you know, so it's sort of ambog boku boku tin them. And today, here we come, down to the wire. But what we can say from so far, what has been counted, and we talk about what we know and what we not know, and then we talk about what in the middle. It appear for say this thing they go towards a hung parliament. It appear for say this thing they go towards a hung parliament. I get people where they send me couple of questions, and they want come on for talk, and just to send the greetings. And the adding key, of course, this platform is a little bit strange to me. And I'm not like I'm because you're not professional. You get your hand all over the place. That's not kind of professional at all. I've just added you. I've just given you the all go. Oh dear, goodness and mercy. I've just given you the all go. Now that's exactly what I've been saying. This platform is not correct at all. Okay, finally you are there. You are there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, good evening, Prince.
Yes, good evening, my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, we get with first call on a line. And madam, as usual, if you can just identify yourself and who you call from, and then the floor is all yours.
Hello, good evening. My name is Naseyan Kamara. I call from Peckham, London. I just want to
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prince. Well done again, as usual. I just want to contribute a little bit to waiting they happen, because to be honest, we all stress. Everybody interested in saloon politics. Not for most of we not for waiting we get for game day, but now for let we push saloon go before, you know. But going back to what you just say about you know, waiting aiming for saloon right now, the position where the candidates stand on day. I believe say now time this for let them show their loyalty to saloon, you know. Everybody they fly with the flag, especially we were at the diaspora. We fly with the flag of Kanda Yumkela. You know, for me, I was so disappointed yesterday, I must say. Although I know they support NGC, but NGC na be my second choice, to be honest. NGC na my second choice for saloon. If Samura not be for win, I'd rather KKY win, because he's a man of that kind of caliber where we all they expect for lead win na saloon, you know. In wealth, you know, when you see them are people of class. But yesterday, to my surprise, 9 a.m. in the morning, when I see a video where they go around with Kande Yumkela and Madabio, I was gums smack. I'm telling you, I was speechless for CKKY in the likes of, you know, Kande Yumkela. raising the hand of Madabio, you know, to the public of Sierra Leone. You know, this man is trying to send a message out there. He's trying to tell the NGC supporters that there is a chance for people to go for second votes. So he's trying to tell his supporters out there that this is the man you should vote for. And to be honest, if KKY really have Salone interest in heart, I don't think Madabio should be the guy he should be standing with. To be honest, it should not be standing beside Mada.
Sister Syrian, just a quick one. I believe that video it's an old one when things were brilliant between the two of them. It's not a recent one. It's an old one.
Oh, that it's good to know that, because to be honest, it leave me lifeless. Since yesterday, I'm not able to go online. You know, I just ask people waiting they go on. I was so scared to even look at the results, because to be honest, I really hope say KKY no go try for match with SLPP in the name of helping Salone, because Madabio no get that potential day for lead with, to be honest. You know, I'm so disappointed in Sierra Leone as a whole with the results where we see at the moment. Like we always said, yeah, APC they don't thief, but they try. At the end of the day, if you put SLPP, you put APC, I tell you, most of Salone people then go take APC. You know, for me, I rather KKY rule Salone than Mada. You know, in as much as we always say, yeah, well, they don't they out of the country for so long, they don't know what the people they need. But Mada no ever did a Salone. Mada no ever did a Salone. You know, we just pray. Let we pray and let we educate with people and we not understand. I'm not saying beaucoup people then get it wrong. You know, misinformed. Now that's now we problem. We get the wrong information. For most of the people, we forget say where they are, we not get for go vote. So let me give the people and we get for make this decision, the right information. Some person not able to go around and do that research day for himself. So and some people will get respect for you. Anything what you say, they take and run with them. So we get for very be careful what will they put on social media, what will they tell with family them. Then we know they threaten them with oh, I go left for send for you if you not vote for Uda Alec. No, now them wear their shoes, now they know who side they pinch them. I remember when they issue out the symbols then. Most even APC members themselves said they're not right. Most of them shoot themselves na their foot. Because when they issue the symbols, then some of them be so disappointed with Anes in choice. But at the end of the day, home is always home. Una no say APC supporter, APC members there. Una no get no side for go because APC them very accommodating. APC na party for all. For all. We get Mendele, we get Limba, we get Timini, we get Creole. Everybody did it. So we don't want SLPP.
Okay,
we don't want SLPP. Where SLPP don't they do this thing like saying I'm in their man business. Salona we all own. So we don't need that. So
Sister Syrian.
Yes, sir.
Sister Syrian, hang on, don't go away. I still need you on the line. You're getting a bit emotionally worked up. Calm down.
Really
I know you. Yes, I know that. I know you Salone business is not easy. Now, I want to take the mic from you, Lily Beat, while you. But in the meantime, let's just acknowledge a few people. GQ Manx, welcome to the program, my friend. Mr. Hayford J. Japa, respect, sir. Thank you for always being there, all the way from the US. Billy Bello, my friend, welcome. Idris Atoli, welcome, my friend. And Marianne Williams. It's Old Miss, love you. Thank you so much, Old Miss. Thank you so much and welcome to the program. So as you've been saying, Sister Syrian, of course, this is a critical moment now the transition of we country. I know say the way how the election result they project right now, you obviously not like them. You will have preferred something else if I can take what you just talk about.
Definitely.
But at the same time, you sound very reconciliatory. They appeal to the general public, the Sierra Leoneans in general. You know, here we have inward looking at ourselves and see how we go able to embrace whatever results come out, and then take them on the chin and then move on. In other words, respect, peace for prevailing at the country.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So if the election results not done yet,
I want to ask you, you not still get hope because the result not conclusive as yet.
Please don't not forget that 75% of the results don't come out. You know, and the well
no 75%
yes.
of the polling centers. Earlier on have been the same error earlier on again today. 25% of the results have been counted. I mean, the people are actually voted, but now been 50% of the electoral voting center them.
Okay.
So it's different from the votes, the centers, yeah. So 75%.
Let you make people know that. That's very good. Now that make you say I like your program because when somebody can a program, you educate them because you do your research properly. That's very, very good. Thank you very much because, well, that's a mistake on me on the side as well. At the end of the day, that are the notion where most of the people they go out there. Like what I tell you, I've been so scared. Even when people they send me WhatsApp message, because the WhatsApp message is so confusing. I know they follow them anymore.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know they follow them. But I rely on few people then where I know say get tangible information then where the phone say waiting they go on. But I'm so scared for even go on Facebook for look waiting they go on. Because this one, you know, some of who they now they think say you know go affect me. It affects me. If we get good results, it affects me in a salon. It affects me self-within. If we get good leader, it affects me positively. If we get bad leader, it affects me negatively. So we all get for pray for Mama Salon, let it better, and let we try for give people and the correct message. Let we left with selfishness, you know, and that selflessness for just think of waiting you get for go vote for this person because when you go na power, you sabia or you know somebody with sabia or now they get connection. You understand? We get for try for put salon first. Then we all better. Now that's we want, you know. Thank you, Prince. I go get for go now. You know, say to madam picking they get school. And somebody else want for come on. But now me message, I go stay tuned and they watch how things they go on. And well done to you. Well done to all the viewers and people the way they contribute. Let we push Salon go before. Una thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sister Syria. Never always turn up, always on point, always, you know, they support the program, and I'm really, really grateful. Me love, you know, to the kids, and I understand it tomorrow Monday. So now I make exactly what they make this one short. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you. Good night.
So Fambole Unayeriam. Yes, okay. Unayeriam from another contributor, you know, that was Mrs. Syrian, who is a big stakeholder in our community. She's an FGM facilitator. But tonight we are talking about the Sierra Leone elections, and we get very short time for go on because tomorrow and Monday morning we all know as parents and etc. But in the meantime, while we get a few more minutes, if you can click your share button and invite others, but just join we by this particular one here, it go fine so. And not forget for left you comments them as usual because we learn from that. And not forget for click you like or unlike button. That's quite important to this channel because I saw the learner for bring Cantona what we're supposed to bring to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the just concluded Sierra Leone elections in which the results are still being counted. But from what we know so far is there is a likelihood that there might be potentially a runoff. And if it goes to runoff, what the figures that we are seeing, and in the lead is the Sierra Leone People's Party, followed closely by the ruling All People's Congress. We know that third place is Dr. Kande Yumkela's National Grand Coalition, with fourth place going to one-time Vice President Alhaji Sam Sumana. Now, if this potentially will turn out to be a runoff, okay, which way will these parties go? I'm talking about third, fourth, and the rest of it. Which way will they go? But eyes are more on the third and fourth positions for a variety of reasons. In the third place is Dr. Kande Yumkela's NGC, but we know what transpired between he and the SLPP before he broke away and joined the National Grand Coalition. Some people say formed the Grand Coalition, while others say joined. We know what happened, what transpired. There was molestation, there was humiliation. Finally, he gave up and went elsewhere. Today, he's the third man in terms of the just concluded. As far as the results are being projected, he's the third man in that country in terms of the elections results so far. In the case of a runoff, which way will Dr. Kande Yumkela go? Will he give the reins freely to his followers to choose which way they want to go, in which case most people are saying, since his votes were generated largely from the North, which implied that it was taken away from the All People's Congress, then that's the way it's going to go. They're going to be happy to go back to the All People's Congress. And Dr. Kande Yumkela, as the individual leader of the party, I mean the party's head, will rather stay in an abstention position in which he doesn't support either side, but keep his respect, his principles, his values intact and upright. Is that a possibility, ladies and gentlemen? Equally so is the party C4C of one-time APC's vice president, Alhaji Sam Sumana, who's got about 70% from 100, or 70,000 in terms of figures, single digits, votes thus far. Will Sam Sumana go the way of the All People's Congress? Some are saying that this is not possible, owing to the fact of what happened between him and the ruling party. There is no way that he's going to form a coalition with this government. So therefore, he can only go the other way. If that is the case, he will end up going to the Sierra Leone People's Party, and automatically this gives the Sierra Leone People's Party the option to form the next government. And this is largely being said theoretically, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget, this is not the reality. This is potentially what will happen. Just want to clarify this before we run away with this. This is potentially what will happen, ladies and gentlemen. Should it potentially go this way, do you think that this is what will happen? That Dr. Kande Yumkela will abstain, but give his followers the free rein? Because he will have to participate somehow. Don't necessarily have to be him, but his followers. Someone will rather go the other side, according to some people, other than go back to APC. But these are all possibilities. But other things could happen. Negotiations could take place. They could sit on a table and discuss. Sam Sumana could sit across the table from Anesco Roma and Samora Wilson, doctor, and sit down and have a discussion. And he would put forth what he wants. This is, I'm talking theoretically again, that these are all possibilities, that he can be given what he wants. And if he's given what he wants, then of course he will aspire to go that way. Forget about what happened then. That was then. We are talking about now. Ladies and gentlemen, whichever way the result goes, I want to repeat, is the people of Sierra Leone have spoken. I repeat, the people of Sierra Leone have spoken. And they've benefited massively from this recently exercised process. From the recently exercised process of the people of Sierra Leone, the elections I'm talking about, the people, the will of the people has prevailed. Long before the final announcement of the final winner. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a parliament which is going to be heavy in terms of the opposition. We are now seeing an opposition that's going to have the spine and the backbone to challenge issues. We are now going to see the likes, the outspoken Mohamed Kamarimba Mansari, the man who stood on the platform with the rest of the other presidential aspirants when they were having the presidential debate and had the guts to call them all thieves. I'm not saying that it was proper, but he had the audacity to do so when this was being beamed to millions of people across the entire world. Now imagine what more can a man like that do inside parliament. You could see the feeling in him when he was saying what he was saying, how he was saying what he was saying, what that meant to him, and why he could sum up the courage to say that on that public platform. So a man of this caliber is going into parliament. And I can just see fire and fury in that parliament. And probably this is just what we need. I can see Dr. Kande Yumkela going in there with his bunch of young progressives that are not going to be cowed, that are going to be asking the hard questions, that are not just going to ratify and clarify agreements, that are not being thoroughly examined, and the people of the country being the sole beneficiary, not personal people, not individuals, but the nation as a whole. Now, this is the kind of parliament that they're going to have. That's clear. So we can talk about that. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got 10 more minutes in this broadcast. As I said, it was going to be short. But we aspire to bring to you news that is relevant. Thank you so much. We aspire to bring to you news that is relevant, news that is current. We don't want to be talking about innuendos. We don't want to be talking or being ascribing profanity to individuals. No, we want to be objective in the way we channel our broadcast. And I believe that's why up to this day, we are still surviving. NGC say no partaking. Somebody just put there, say, NGC say no partaking. So if NGC does not partake, doesn't that make the process a little bit difficult? But of course, the prerogative is theirs. But doesn't that make it more difficult? Trust me, they are going to be bargaining. Because even Dr. Kande Yumkela wants something. He wants something. That's why he stood. If that something can be met, to save face, then of course. So somebody said, NGC say no partaking. So I take it that they will not be partaking in the process, like to make or be the kingmaker, as I said earlier on. Melody, tell me why you think Dr. Kande Yumkela will not be a kingmaker if things should go this way. But like I said, we've got 10 more minutes in this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's always interesting to have you on board. It's always interesting to, to pour out my mind to you after doing a lot of research around to make sure that we bring news of value to you. This channel is not only about the Sierra Leone elections. There's much more to come from this channel. Just want to warm you up. There is so much to come from this channel. We're going to be talking about geopolitics. We're going to be talking about arts, science, culture, heritage, people, humanity, science, philosophy. There's so much that's there to be talked about or that we're going to be talking about. But for tonight, we are talking about the prospect of a hung parliament or a runoff on the just concluded Sierra Leone's general and presidential elections. What we now know and was talking about for sure is the will of the people have prevailed, because the parliament, theoretically, which is the house of the people, is now going to be heavily packed with an opposition that has got spine, an opposition that have got the will, an opposition that is being empowered, an opposition that cannot be cowed, an opposition that will ask the tough questions in behalf of the people. This is what we can say thus far on the elections. Until the rest of the vote is counted and there is conclusivity or conclusiveness, these are all new words that we try for, conjure up in the meantime for properly express what they try for say, then we can't possibly say that this particular person don't win the elections. So we left a narrow room for maneuver, because after all, we come to the end of that process day, and that process now for name the winner. And we believe, say, tomorrow, things go down things go down clear to we. We believe that from what we hear. I said earlier on that me soldiers on the ground made me for understand that some of the observers have left. And when they leave, some of them will be not make friends with people and a left message, say we will be back probably in 2 weeks. When an indication to me, I might be very wrong, an indication to me that there is a possibility of a runoff already. But I'm not running away with it, as others will do. I left them very open. This is not just my opinion around what information they've given me regarding the observer mission. Some of them have left with word that they will be back. And if they are going to be coming back, you have to ask yourself, why? For what? So hence my opinion on the potential for a runoff. Ladies and gentlemen, the SLPP is in the lead. It gets a narrow lead over the ruling party. We need a hearing from we normal channel people then, where they give you the information. And this again by indication means things are really tight or information really just they trickle out now because it is coming down to the zero-sum game. That's what it's coming down to. It's coming down to the zero-sum, the end game. That's what it's coming to. Ladies and gentlemen, we really happy for the tune where you tune in. I hope say we able to bring a little bit of news to una. We say that there was obviously some violence in the elections, okay, intimidations. People's houses were burned. People had to leave their homes, especially in the countryside. These are facts. It's been documented, okay. People left their places and haven't returned because of intimidation. People were caught transporting ballots. And there are plenty of unique things that happen in these elections, which will come out as a whole, but they are all being documented. Sometimes you think that it's only the ruling party, but this is a surprising effect that even the opposition were able to intimidate, were able to do some rigging. But that's been documented, and this is not for me to say. I'm just intimating what is to come. The observers are leaving the ground, like I said. They have started leaving some time ago. Some of them have left word behind that they will be back. Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I will be back. What exactly that means is for anybody to interpret. But if an observer is coming back when the election is over, it sounds like, well, maybe another election day, they come. What you will know again from the Lunge end, most of we don't travel, go Lunge, the Bawe Dede, we're owned by Usman Tolo. When I've been strong NGC supporter, Usai Dr. Kande Yumkela, we can come, can kandong and go sit down, Usai then can hold the meeting, and they happen again. And we hope say this was not a dip in the frying pan. We hope say this movement will continue because as they go parliament, we expect them to be stronger. We need to expect our brothers and sisters, although their hope be so high, for just give up now. Movement not a thing where they form in one day. We know say Dr. Yumkela been get only 3 or 4 months, for organizing self. So Naimeka say if not a fool's paradise we believe, we must understand say that this man made gains, serious gains. Because after all, it don't become predominantly recognized in the political landscape of the country, and the dynamics is no longer the same. It's no longer business as usual. And this is why I say, in the just concluded elections, the will of the Sierra Leonean people have prevailed, and parliament of then will be no more, as it were, like business as usual, not any longer. It's completely different now. So until we come to una once again, hopefully sometime next week, which will be Monday or Tuesday, because me believe say Monday, the election results go don't become so actually clear to we that we go to talk about who are the winner. Okay? Monday, we're going to be able to talk by lunchtime towards the end of the day, we're for the able for the talk who are the winner. But until then, this now na host and presenter, I am Prince Emil Chroma of the Then and Now. They bring this report to owner. And just before I end them, please not forget for click the like button. Please not forget for left you comments. Please let us embrace ourselves. Please let peace prevail. Uda ever win. Let we put we hands around them and protect them as we want to protect the nation. Then one day when they send inciting words them, let them stop. You can't be in the comfort of your home and a family far away from the real fault line itself, and they send false hope to people them and they threaten them. This is not called for. Remember, say the long arm of of justice, you cannot evade them for long. Not so because you see don't mean say you get for the incite violence on the other side. What you they plan for do now for begin bring class action against some of una. We feel say una can lead on Europe, lead on America, and they incite violence. Inciting violence na crime. Una need for know that. And we they begin for bring class action against una. Okay? Regardless of who you be, you can't escape the long clutches of the arms of justice. You cannot. So please, let we stop this. This is quite important. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I refer una, or I'm referring you all to my YouTube page. Please go to my YouTube channel, YouTube, if you've got an account there. Please visit YouTube. On the search window, type my first name, which is Prince, space X for X-ray, the letter X, space, then, as in THEN, space, and the letter N, space, now, as in NOW. That is on YouTube. And please not forget for like or dislike. And please not forget for subscribe. Please just click the subscribe button and like or dislike. For the channel, The Then and Now, I am being your host and presenter, they bring to Una this evening broadcast. And on this note, I must say, I must end. Thank you so much to you all for listening, and good night.